All right, welcome back for part 4 of our third batch of 45 vinyl record picture sleeves. And we're starting off with probably the only novelty-ish one that I have in this whole box, Rappin' Rodney. It's comical. I love Rodney Dangerfield. Don't know if he was just trying to be super cool at the times or it was meant to be funny. But yeah, this is an interesting listen, no doubt, especially if you like Rodney Dangerfield. Um, yeah, both sides of this is the same as far as the sleeve goes. And looking at the 45 labels here, we've got Rappin' Rodney, and no, he ain't wrapping Christmas presents. He's actually trying to be a gangsta. And the B side, Funicelli, Funicula, you pronounce it because I can't. It's Italian. I know it's one of those well-known songs. Something probably Dean Martin sang originally. Not against Dean. I like Dean. Dean had a great voice, and I loved a lot of his movies. So this one I did show recently in a gatefold. I think it was in the second batch of 45 picture sleeves. So this is not the gatefold. This is just the paper version of it with just the single 45 instead of two of them. So this is interesting. I didn't even know I had this when I got the gatefold one recently while on vacation down in Roswell, New Mexico, hanging with the aliens. And yeah, I got this and I was like, whoa, I wish I'd had them both. I could have shown them side by side at the time, which I guess I still could have, but I don't want to rehash that much. But here we've got the label for She's Sexy Plus 17, and the B side of that being Looking Better Every Beer, which, yeah, that works. But yeah, interesting. You see, that's just the paper, and the one I showed in the second batch of 45 sleeves was a gatefold cardboard. Interesting. It had 2 discs. All right, now here we've got the Dream Academy, which wasn't necessarily a band that I followed or knew very well. I really like the coloring on that. That's a great image there, the purple sky, blue, purple sky. But Life in a Northern Town, that's a great song. I love that song. So here's a case of a band that I'm not necessarily into that had a song that I really loved, and I'm really happy to have it on 45 in my collection. And that front cover shot just makes it all the more sweet because I do like bright colors. I do like the cover of that. So here we've got the A side label for you, Life in a Northern Town. Hey, my. Hey. And the B side being a song called Test Tape Number 3. So I'm not sure if that's off the album or if that's something special for the 45. It sounds like kind of a title of a cast-off B-side. But Test Tape Number 3, that might be an interesting listen. Of all the B-side cast-offs ever, I think Ozzy did one of the best with B-side. His song called B-side, he called it B-side. Well, what about the B-side? I mean, one of the lyrics to it even. So I thought that was quite funny. And it wasn't a bad song. I remember me and my friends going down to the Pizza Hut because they had it in their jukebox, and that was the only place we could hear it. So we'd go down to Pizza Hut, order pizza, and play that song 2 or 3 times. All right. America, Lonely People, Backside Mad Dog. America's another band that I, in the recent years actually, the last 2 or 3, I've really grown a great appreciation for America. Their first 5 albums were great, and you can buy them in a box set. Get the first 5 albums all in one. And yeah, they had a lot of great music, a lot of great work. A lot of stuff that you didn't hear on the radio that was definitely worth hearing. So here we got Lonely People, going all the way back to 1974. Yeah. And the B-side of that was a song called Mad Dog 2020. Oh, that takes me back to the Army days, Mad Dog 2020. Yeesh. Talk about some rough mornings. All right, and here's Eagles. Please come home for Christmas. I know I've shown this one before, but I didn't want to skip, known duplicates necessarily for this batch, since it's the last ones of them I'm going to have. And notice this cover from the front to the back is different. This guy here is out on the raft, and I think that's Joe Walsh, actually, to tell you the truth. But I wouldn't swear to it. Looking at the cover, it's kind of hard to pick some of the guys out. Obviously, some of them are more recognizable than others, and someone else out there could probably do a much better job than I. But if I had to guess, I do think that's Mr. Joe Walsh there with the snorkel. All right. And so, getting on with it, the A-side label here, Please Come Home for Christmas. And the B-side was another holiday-themed song, Funky New Year. Neither of these songs appeared on an Eagles album. They might have put it on the box set. I think they were both on the box set, I do believe. But they were not on any album. These were exclusive 45 releases. So that's a cool single to have. And I'm glad to have a really nice clean copy of it, because if you notice, the grooves on that were a little dusty but smooth and clean. So here we've got a Glenn Fry, or Glenn Frey, however you want to pronounce it. I do believe it's supposed to be Fry. But True Love, which is a single of his that I don't have 101 copies of. I've got quite a few copies of some of the other ones I'm going to show you here in a minute. But True Love. He had some pretty good songs too. He didn't quite do as well as the other guy, but he did well in his own right. And I liked Glenn Fry just fine. So here we've got the A-side label, True Love, and the B-side, which they're clearly marked, but when you get picture sleeves, that's also another way to really, really know for sure which is the A and B. But Working Man from Soul Searching album. It says original version appears on Soul Searching, so possibly this is a different cut, different recording, I don't know. This True Love also says original version appears, so maybe both of these are edited versions. They didn't give us any information there. I'd have to look that up to see if those singles actually vary, or somebody just put original versions on the album as a way of stating it. But You Belong to the City, this is one that I've got a number of copies of. Not necessarily picture sleeves, but I do believe I do have a picture sleeve that I covered previously of this one, but I definitely have it without the sleeve too. And Miami Vice, it was a really popular show at the time, and he did a few songs for it. You Belong to the City being one of the best ones, most well known. And the B-side here on this, Smuggler's Blues, which is off of the All-Nighter, which was probably, in my opinion, his best solo work. Not necessarily the song Smuggler's Blues, which was a great song, but the All-Nighter album was probably his best solo work. Anyways, one more Glenn Fry. We're just having fun with this guy. No fun allowed. Oh, come on. I Found Somebody, and She Can't Let Go from the album No Fun Allowed. Alright, well, I definitely wasn't a fan of his last album. The last album he put out before he passed away was like lounge act stuff. It was kind of like Sting without the police. He really went in a different direction, which some people I'm sure liked, and some people like me didn't necessarily care for. Alright, I Found Somebody. There's the A-side label for you. And on the B-side, She Can't Let Go. Whoa, no. Alright. Next up, we've got a couple of Pat Benatars, and I did love Pat Benatar. I saw her up in Oklahoma City live, and she did a great job. That was many years ago, by the way, right at the height of her career. I think it was right after the second album. But definitely like Pat Benatar. Again, her first 2 or 3 albums were the best in my opinion. I really liked them a lot. She hasn't done anything in a long time now. I guess she's considered retired. I would love to see her come back and do some more music for us. But here you've got, it's clearly marked as the single version. So all fired up, single version. Definitely different from the album version. So this makes this something special to have again. And then the B side of this one here is a song called Cool Zero from Wide Awake in Dreamland. All right, so we got one more Pat Benatar here, Invincible, theme from The Legend of Billie Jean, which the wife and I watched not too long ago for the first time, actually. Not being a fan of Michael Jackson much, the wife is, I'm not. It kind of turned me off to the Legend of Billie Jean, the Billie Jean, not my love. And I just never did bother seeing the movie. That song's not even in it. It's kind of comical that they're not related in any way whatsoever. Yet it kept me from seeing and watching the movie, and it's entertaining. I'll give them that. It's not a great film, but it's not terrible. I enjoyed watching it. So here we got, okay, the B-side first up, the instrumental version of it. So if you want to do some karaoke, that'd be kind of good to have. And the A-side here with Pat's vocals, which, were awesome. All right, there you go. That's part 4. We got plenty more to show you, so come on back again.